welcome back.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
How was your week?
Long, but it is over now, so
Over
I'm
now?
glad. Yes, it's Saturday. I'm ready to just take a break, mental break.
Mental breaks are
Yeah.
always good for you. I just wanted to, I know last week we kind of dived into a few things. I want to just touch bases with you first, just to see how your week is going as far as personally, socially.
Okay.
So if you don't mind, I know this is
One
your
of our
favorite.
favorite forms. Okay.
Just to fill that out for me, and we can go from there.
All right.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay. So it looks like you're doing pretty well with your personal well-being. You scored that pretty high. Interpersonally, with your relationships and your family, it looks like you have socially and interpersonally around the same amount, same
Yeah,
level.
it's about the same.
So it's an even balance for
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Yeah.
And then it looks like individually and overall, seems like you're doing pretty good.
Not bad, not
Sweet.
bad. It's more of the family and interpersonal close relationships right now. That's, that I feel that's a little bit lower on my scale.
Okay. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that?
I just think that being so busy right now, time management, so I'm not having enough time.
Mm-hmm.
So those are some of the comments that I've been hearing from my family. Oh, we'll be glad when this semester's over. You've been stressed, or you've been just so busy. Things haven't been, there's certain things around the house that you haven't been doing, or, we can just see that your stress level has been high. So we'll be glad when we get you back. And so when you hear that, it's like, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, what have I been doing, that's different this semester than in the
Yes.
past that I was doing, because I've been in school a couple of years now. I don't feel like I've done anything different. But then after I reflected a little, I guess it was, this was a busier semester
It
than in the
sounds like
past.
it. I
Yeah.
remember. So, can you refresh my memory about just what has been going on this semester in terms of the other ones that have been keeping you a little bit more busy?
Yeah, so for me, I think this semester I've had research this semester. So it was a 20-plus page paper with 20 references, and I think the way that the process of it was trying to get us step by step, which was good.
Mm-hmm.
But it just overall, it still is over. It was overwhelming. So that was overwhelming. And that's just one class. So, you add the other two classes on top of that, and then this semester, I think I haven't kept up with my self-care. And I didn't I know last semester around this time, I was in my, seeing a counselor, so I think that helped. And this semester, this time of year, I usually get a little bit, I think it's the darkness starts having me feel a little bit down and tired, so I'm just
Gotcha.
exhausted. So that's what's going on. That's what's happened this semester.
So overall, overwhelming because you're still in school. Even though one class is kind of sort of out of the way, you still have the other ones that you got to worry about. And then, of course, you said the time, with the time change, I'm assuming maybe.
Yes.
It's kind of throwing off a lot of things that you're doing. So, I mean, it looks like, from the looks of it, you have survived.
Thank you, yes.
So,
Yeah.
thank you. I mean, with all of that going on, you're doing pretty good. I mean, looking at this, you have it all balanced out just a little bit more. And I understand that you want to work on your family. So, with this being done, what can be done now as far as spending more time? What would you like to do?
So for me, I think first, because what I did this week, I just felt like I had to get back into the gym. I have to work on me. So I felt like, let me start. The semester is winding down. It's time to start studying though. So for me, I had to clear my head and the best way for me to do that is going back, getting into the gym, getting some exercise in there. Even though my legs are tired from standing 3 hours, 2 hours, and doing all that running I did the day before. But so to get back into the gym and worry about myself first, and then I'm thinking like right that week that school is totally over, then I'm gonna take my family out and do something with them to show them that I appreciate their patience. And
So self-care is very important for you to get back on track with right now.
yes.
So you mentioned that a lot of things as far as the gym is one of the areas that helps you kind of keep up with your self-care. What are some other things that you like to do that kind of relax you?
I normally like to go at least once a month and get a massage. I haven't done that, and not so much the massage, but like chiropractic care. I have sometimes my neck bothers me and my lower back, and when I'm stressed, that's where I feel it, and I'm feeling it all in my neck. And so it's been, I was thinking about it, it's been probably since September since I've been. So I actually called earlier today and said, put me on the books. I need a massage and my adjustment. So getting back to those little things, just my normal routine of getting that massage in once a month. I plan on doing that. Being able to just be on the internet, I think, and without doing schoolwork, just to be out there surfing and reading, for leisure. I'm looking forward to doing that in between our break this semester.
So ultimately, it sounds like you just want to give yourself a break from everything. Get back to you. You've worked so hard over the last semester, so now you just need some me time, which is completely understandable. I know a lot of people that have done that. They have to have that me time in order to get everything else on track. So, I mean, I commend you for everything that you have done thus far. And then you said that, stress. Stress is at a higher level than usual.
Yes.
Because of the semester that you've had so far?
That's right.
Okay, so what are some things that you normally do to decrease the stress? I know that right now it's kind of slowly decreasing on its own because you're coming to the end of the semester, but what other things? I know the massage, the gym, what other things as far as surfing the web? I know you mentioned that.
Yeah, usually, when I know that, to be honest, it was like I was almost having a panic attack about something, so it's deep breathing. I try to be very conscious when I feel like, okay, I'm getting ready to just be very aggravated, too angry, you know what I mean? Like, I know when I'm about to get there, and then I have to sit back and think, why am I to this point? What made me get to this point right now? There's no reason to be this upset behind whatever it is. And so it makes me have to sit back and reflect, and I don't think this semester I took a lot of time for that, so things had just started building up. I would get angry and just go off, and so to go back to what else I can do is just continue to be aware of what's going on. And when those things start happening, when I'm starting to feel too overwhelmed, too stressed, then it's, again, getting back into the gym, making sure I'm either going to the gym or going for walks around here. That was part of my routine, too, that I stopped. And that's something that I would do every day. And I thought about it, the past few weeks, I haven't even been walking, not even around the block, for any kind of exercise. So I think it's important. I know for me, I have to do that. And then just some other things that even during hectic semesters, usually we'll go and catch a film together, go to the movies. I haven't done any of that this semester, any of it. So I just think that I tried to put a lot into this semester, as with all the rest of them. But I think this one project just had me a little bit overwhelmed. But it's behind me, like you said. And so now it's, okay, I have my blinders on. I can make it through the next 2 weeks. And then I can see where I'll have me time. Me time, and I can take care of, even my grandson had said, he's seen my board and he got to see me present and all that. And he was like, this is what you've been working on. This was a lot of work, Grandma. And so that made me feel good, though. It was like, he sees what I was doing. They can see the end product. So it was important for me to have my family, have the ones who are close to me come and see what this was, what this was all about, because it was a big deal.
So what was that feeling like when you finished this big project that you've been working on the whole entire semester? What was your initial reaction like?
Joy.
Joy.
It was just like joy, like, oh, I'm opening me a bottle of wine tonight, and then and I think it was so much the joy, but just the feeling of I can move on to something else now, because with that it was like, okay, we knew we had the paper, we had the board, we had it was just like one thing, it was constant, something constant that we had to look forward to doing with that. And so now that that's over, yesterday I was like, I gotta get ready, and then it was like, no, stop. Take a day, take 2 days before you start studying, because you're good. So it's a lot of, you ask, what do I do? So it's a lot of talking to myself, being aware, and then knowing, okay, when I get to a certain level, I just have to do me.
And I commend you on that. You are noticing your triggers,
yes,
your stress points. So that is very important. I definitely, it seems like you're taking a step back. Once you notice that, hey, Kitty, I have to take a step back. I have to figure out what I need to do as far as get my mind on track and get my body on track. So I commend you on what you're doing with that.
Thank you.
Through this period, your family, how did they notice that you were going through a stressful period? What are some of the
I'm laughing, but it probably, like, number one, normally when they know, because I'll leave the door open, regardless of what I'm working on, unless if it's closed, they know, don't mess with me. So there would be times where they'd be running in and I'd be like, what do you want? Get out, and just really angry with them. And then I just didn't have time. My grandsons would come home. Usually I'd spend some time, like, what homework do you have? That wasn't this semester. It was like, hey, how you doing? How was your day? Good? Oh, okay. And then I'd come in here and close the door. So they knew that, oh, she's really busy. She don't want to be bothered. And then there's a lot of times when my little, the 5-year-old comes in, and I'll even take time, like, even if the door's closed with him, because I know he doesn't get it sometimes. He just needs me. So he's like bust in and plays this little song, and I'm like, okay, out, that's it, no more, so, and then even my husband, he's like, can I just ask you a question? And I'm like, one question, what do you want? Because it's, when you're right in the middle of writing something and then you have to stop, they don't understand that. Then my brain has to start all over again. I have to read, where was I at, and so, yeah.
So you're kind of just filling grandma and wife out to see, is this a good time for me to enter, or do I just need to give her a little bit more space at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. So moving forward, that again is behind you. You conquered it. You did good. What do you want to do as far as in the future and with your family, with yourself, with your time? How are you managing the little bit of time that you have now available?
So now what I do is I used to keep like a daily log, and I don't really need to do that so much anymore unless there's a day where I have VA appointment, unless I have a day that's really, really full. Okay. So now what I just try to do is just organize what can be done in one day. I don't try to overfill it with too much, because I found that gets me too stressed out. Like trying to work on 3 different classes in one night. That's not going to work for me. No. So I pretty much try to, okay, I know I have research, so I've gotten research out the way. Coming up this week, I have an exam that's due, so that one's pretty much done. I just have to finish typing it up. So it's just little things with my time that I just try to make sure that I don't overwhelm myself, so that when things come up with the family that need me, or this has to be done, or I have to stop this, that I still have time to finish what is important to me.
So it sounds like once you plan, that gives you, like, take some of that anxiety and pressure away from you.
Yeah.
And that way you know exactly what you need to do in the day and the weeks to come, and then know when you can take a little break here and there.
Yes.
So that seems like something that's been working for you. Have you always been a planner?
I've always been a multitasker, so I would say yes. I would
Okay.
say yes.
Okay. Well, I would commend you on, or just suggest maybe continue doing whatever works for you. If planning works for you, then continue on that route. As far as family and spending time with yourself, what are some other activities or things that you would like to do with your family as a unit?
So we love to travel, but I've already said this semester we wasn't gonna, and then even next semester we're not really gonna do that. So just finding little local things, little cultural things, or just little, the holiday season is here now, so I know that like there's a Nutcracker show, and that's towards the end of December, a hip hop Nutcracker show. So I've already planned to get tickets for all of us to go. Just doing that. My grandkids, they like to see the light show at the racetrack, so I'll probably all little things like that I can just say, let's just go do it, because I'm usually the one that plans all those events anyway. So I haven't taken time to do that, but again, that'll be in 2 weeks. I'll have time to do that. And so during my break, because again, next semester I'll be taking 4 classes, so it'll be another crazy. I don't think it will be as crazy as this one, but it'll be another hectic, hectic schedule for me. So during this break, I'm going to let them know that every day or every other day I have something special planned to spend time with, whether it's just me and my husband or it's going to be me and the grandkids. Both of my kids, one went back to D.C., my son went back to Alaska. So that was rough too. This week was after during Thanksgiving, the holiday, and I'm the one who had to cook and do all of that, and usually I do the cleanup, but I was like, I'm done. Yeah, I did what I needed to do this year.
Not
It's
this
all
year.
on y'all. Yeah, I got to get back into the room. So those are the types of things, is just spending some quality time with them, and even if it's just here at home playing some games. Just something like that. That's what I'm going to do.
So looking forward into the next semester, what are some things that you would tell yourself now that you've been through this stressful semester? Some things that you would tell yourself to help you through that next semester. So
for me, I think it's going to be, I have to stay focused on me. I think like I said, I let some of that go, and just being able to stay, whether it's walking around the block a couple of times or going to the gym. I really, really want to stay going to the gym, but for whatever reason, something always comes up.
gym sounds very important to you.
It is, because for me, it helps me just de-stress, clear my head, and it just makes me feel better. It really does. So that is why I like going to the gym.
Okay.
I feel like I'm getting older, so I need to take care of myself a little more. And I like to eat a lot of junk. I do. I eat lots of junk, and so just to feel good and feel healthy, so I'll eat it, or I'll go to the gym, and when I leave the gym, I still might on the way home get a shake or something. But I don't. That's my payoff. So as long as I feel like, okay, well, you did a little bit of workout, you can treat yourself.
Everybody enjoys treating themselves every now and then, so don't feel bad if you feel like you need to do that. So that is something that you would tell yourself in the future. Now, what is something that you did this semester that you will want to do next semester to kind of help you through it as well?
So what I did this semester, and it did work, is I pretty much listened to the professor and how she guided us through the process. So, but what I would take for next semester, what I'm going to do is just stay ahead. And that's kind of what I tried to do this semester. So I knew that we were going to be, on a certain track with the research. So anything that I was able to get finished in my other 2 classes, I got finished early. And I felt good about that. So I'd like to do that again next semester, is, whatever I can get done per the syllabus, I'm going to try to get that done, because it just seemed to help. I just don't like to get done things months in advance, because then to me I'm not learning, what is it that the teacher really, what is it the professor really wants along the way if I jump in too early. So
Okay, so you want to get things done in a sufficient amount of time beforehand, but you don't want to go too far beyond to where you kind of lose track of what you're actually doing at that point in time.
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's not a bad concept at all. So that's pretty smart. I think
Yeah.
that's a good way of looking at getting work done. And then, of course, you're a planner, so that's keeping you on that track of planning.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
My concern though is, so what's really been like over my head and worrying me, not worry, but kind of, maybe a little bit, I guess I'll say, is worried about the clinic, because I'll have to start that process, signing up and finding where do I want to go, and just getting in time and doing all of that. So I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself trying to do that. Excuse me.
I can cut that.
So I feel like I'm just getting ahead of myself worrying about that. So it's like, already, wait, you're still here, stay here.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just, is it something I should even be worried about? Because I understand that some people are having problems getting their place, or just, it's like I'm worrying about something that is far off. I have at least 3 months before I need to start worrying about that. But see, this is how my mind is, and so.
So it sounds like your mind is always in planning mode. Like, you have to know your next step.
Yes.
Before
Months in
that
advance.
next step even comes.
And
Okay.
I think that's, it bothers me sometimes, because it's like, why are you worried about 4 months from now? You have to stay present. So I try to tell myself that, but I know that I'm worried about that already.
Okay. So what is causing so much worry about the clinic, the anxiety? What is giving you that anxiety about that crucial period?
It's not knowing where I'm going to end up, like
Okay.
which population. I don't know how the process really works. I mean, the person over the clinic came in and did speak to us, and I mean, that was great. But, my anxiety comes from hearing the people who are trying to get into the clinic now, or who are in the clinic now and don't have, or they'll be starting in the spring, I guess, and they don't have where they're going to yet. And so I'm thinking, oh my God, so starting in the beginning of spring, I'm going to be the first one in that office. I'm going to be like, this is where the population. And I'm thinking, stop, slow down. You don't have to worry about that yet.
So I just want you to repeat exactly what you just said. You said stop, slow down. You don't have to worry about that yet.
I say that, but my brain isn't getting it yet. I hear it too. I hear what I'm saying. Stop, Kitty. You don't have to worry yet. But I am. So, listen to what I'm saying is what you're saying.
So
Listen to what's coming out my mouth.
what is soothing for you to kind of take some of that anxiety off of that period, even though you don't have to worry about it so far? What is the most important thing that you would like to look forward to in stepping into the clinic?
Well, we had to go there this semester, and it's a lot. I actually enjoyed that experience because of the camaraderie. It felt good. It wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. But so for me, again, it's figuring out when I go to my intern or externship, which population am I going to get stuck with? Am I going to get into a clinic or into a spot that I want to be at? Or is it going to be something that's, well, here, Kitty, you need to just go here, And I'm flexible, though, so that's why I don't even know why I'm even concerned with that, because I'm flexible. And I just want to be, I think it's being set up in a sufficient amount of time so that I can go to these places and look and see and say, oh, this is going to be a good fit, or it's not going to be a good fit.
So let's explore that a little more. Let's just imagine that the clinic is here. It is your time to come to the clinic. What does that look like for you?
Oof, my heart already started racing like, oh no. I think I'm with a good cohort, and I just think it's, for me, that's why I chose Pfeiffer anyway, was because of the clinic. That hands-on experience, that's how I learn. I'm a hands-on type. But again, it's just that I think it's that those first few sessions, the first time that a client actually comes in, um, being scared, being in my head, and then again, really just figuring out where do I want to be placed. Because there's a couple of places that in my mind I know that I would like to go. But again, I'm not clear on all how that works. Does the clinic director say this is where you need to go, or is it somewhere that I can go out and find and say, well, this is where I really want to go? So it's still knowing all of the process.
So I want you to know that being unsure about where you're going to be in that process and what you're going to do is okay.
Okay.
Anxiety
Take a breath.
is good. Anxiety is good. That means that you're looking forward to something that you're working so hard to get to at the end result anyway. So it's all right. Just tell
Take a
yourself
breath.
that it's all right. Take a deep breath. It's okay to be nervous. I'm pretty sure a lot of people that have been through that process or are going through that process are very nervous. But at the end of the day, weren't you nervous about research?
Yes. Oh gosh. Yes.
And you made it through that.
Right. Yep. Yes. Woo.
So, I mean, just take it with a grain of salt. I say that because you really don't know how things are going to go. We do. I mean, planning is always great to do, but certain things you just can't plan for. You just gotta
Go with it.
Go with the flow.
Okay. And that makes sense. I mean, it does. It does. I just have to stay out of my head with it. And that's what happens, I think, why sometimes it's good for me to come in and talk. Because I know, but my mind just starts telling me, and then inside I'm like, oh, God, get out of your head. Stop thinking about it. Stop worrying,
And that's okay. That is okay. If your mind is telling you to think one way and do another, that is perfectly okay. You can I just want you to make sure that you're taking the best care of yourself, so of your mind. I mean, it sounds like to me, you know when you're getting to the point of you're just very stressed out and you know how to turn things off and stop what you need to do just so that you can de-escalate a little bit. So I think from my knowledge, from what it sounds like to me, you'll be okay.
Well, good.
Sounds
But
like
I still
you survived.
appreciate coming in and venting. Because that's what this kind of feels like, that I get to come in and let it off. Because for me, sometimes I think because I'm in school now, some of the things, it's not that they don't understand, but maybe they don't understand. They don't understand that, yes, this is school, but it's like a job too. This is a lot of work. So on top of all these other roles that I have, right now, though, this is my most important role.
Okay, so I know that you're a mother, I know that you're a grandma, I know that you're a wife, I know that you're a sister. What do you think Kitty is? Who is Kitty?
Everything.
Kitty is everything.
No, I really do think that. I mean, because I take care of, like, when things go wrong, I'm usually the first one that they all call, whether it's my brothers and sisters, my mom. I'm in the loop, and so what I've tried to tell them is now that I can still hear you, we can still talk, but I just don't have a lot of time for the extra drama, all that extra family, shit. Take it somewhere. I mean, you know what I mean? Work it out, figure it out. Do what y'all have to do. I can't be everything for everybody anymore. I just can't do it. And I know that. Like you're saying, I know that. But it's still, sometimes they overwhelm me. And so there's certain roles. That's why I said right now my main role is being in school during the semesters. And then when the semesters are out, it's, I can go back to handling all these other roles. But some of it I kind of told my husband, there's certain things you have to take care of. I mean, it just comes down to that. You're retired now. I'll show you how to take care of the bill. You know what? I have to relinquish some of my control. And that used to be a big problem for me, was being in control of everything. So I set it up where my family knows or thinks that because I'm the one that made myself available. I didn't set good boundaries with them so that, if something's going wrong in the middle of the night, they would call. Well, now they know that I might not even answer my phone. I don't have time for all of that. Figure it out.
So when did you realize that you had to relinquish some control in order to, I want to say, make sure Kitty is okay?
About 2 years ago, I was having going through bad spiel, and I had something I guess I used to say so much in therapy and through my sessions, and so finally, every week we would talk about control until I think she wanted me to see that was one of my issues, was control and being in control of everybody, and I can't control everybody. I can only control me, and I can only control the circumstances that I am involved in. So
it took your therapist to kind of steer you in that direction of letting you helping you find out that you needed to let go of some of that control.
I had to let go of some of it, yes, and especially I was a manager, so I mean it was just part of who I was, and I think that I just really continued that or brought that into not only from work, I would bring it home, and so I had to stop and just say, you know what, I can't do all of this.
So
I just can't.
Part of your identity, and you just felt like you had to do it because that's just a piece of you, a big part of you.
Yes.
Do you think control is a bad thing?
See, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think when it was to where I was at with it, because again, I had to be in control of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when we traveled, from making the airline rest to making sure everybody had everything, when we would decide what movie, where to eat, Kitty was in control. It was like control of my kid. It was just too much. I think of it now and I just think, oh my God, I mean, I thought I had to do everything for everybody, and that's just not true. When my kids were in school, my husband, I worked days, he worked nights, and even that, like he was available to go to the school, to the things, but there would be times I would leave work and be like, no, I'm going to this meeting, because I felt I had to, so it was just a lot of being in control of everyone and every situation, and I finally said, that's enough.
So relinquishing that control has helped Kitty. It's not only helped Kitty, but it's helped the family. It's helped your husband take on different roles that he may have not or may have, but just stepped up just a little bit more currently. And it's been working for you. It
really has. That I will say, it has. There's times when I catch myself trying to, and then I'm like, nope, it's okay. They can handle it. They can do this without you.
Well, it looks like, you're doing pretty good with control as far as individually. It seems like you're a pretty well-balanced person. You're keeping everything as far as your individual. I know that you have certain things that you want to improve on as far as doing better with your self-care. And then, of course, your interpersonal relationships with your family, your husband, everyone like that. You want to improve on that. But it looks like socially and overall, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I feel pretty good this week, and I think part of that too is again that research project.
That big weight elephant is off your shoulders.
That's it. Yes.
So I just want you to take a step back and realize that you're doing really well for yourself.
Thank you.
Really well. So I think we're just about out of time today.
Okay.
But I did want to, of course, another one of your favorite forms, but I wanted to see
where I'm at
where
now.
you're at now after this session.
Definitely.
So it looks like you felt heard and understood and respected. We talked about a lot that you wanted to talk about. It's good. I always wanted to take the time just to see if there's anything that I could do better for you. So is there anything that you need from me for our previous or our next sessions to go forward?
No, I think that I feel, like I said, pretty good today. Like you said, I mean, I hear, so maybe if I say things out loud, I will listen to myself. But I feel pretty good today, so thank you.
Well, thank you, Kitty. And it looks like we're all done for today, but I look forward to hopefully seeing you next week.
Yes, I'll be here. All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.